What's up, y'all? How goes it? All right, so last night I had a dream where I woke up crying from my sleep. And this one was a little strange to me because I usually don't wake up crying in my sleep. Matter of fact, I can't remember the last time I woke up with tears in my eyes. Typically, when I'm awake during the day or whenever, I if something tragic happens or something bad happens, something negative, emotional like that happens, I typically bury whatever that is internally until I can figure out a way to release it positively. I'm not the type of person that cries anymore. I can't even remember the last time I cried while awake. So this dream that I had wasn't even a bad dream. That's also why it's weird. It wasn't a bad dream per se. It may sound crazy to whoever's listening to this. Is I kind of feel crazy saying it, talking about it right now, but I'm trying to put myself out there a little bit more on YouTube because I think it's a great platform where real people actually listen and can relate to other real people. So I'm trying to share a little bit more of myself and talking about like your dreams or nightmares is pretty personal. So I'm trying to open up more where that's concerned. But anyway, this dream, bear with me. I may sound like I'm all over the place because I don't do this too often. But this dream, I was riding in I would say full size SUV that could sit, one of the full size SUVs that can sit about 8 people or more. And I was riding with complete strangers other than one, I would say three people I recognize. Okay. So here's the thing. One of the people I recognize was a bully from middle school that I had. Middle school for me was a okay time with a lot of stuff, but at the same time it was a awkward time. I didn't know who or what the heck I was at all. I knew what I liked, I knew what I didn't like, but I was typically only cool to a select few. I was the type of kid that got picked on and bullied in middle school. It's a time that I remember very, very well. So one of the bullies from middle school was in the SUV, and then the other 2 people. So this is why I named this video "Crying While Sleeping" or "Crying from" whatever I named it. I'm sorry. I'm recording this right now. I ain't even put the title out yet. I don't have a image or nothing. The images, the title, all of that stuff, the details is gonna come out. The visual stuff is gonna come out once I finish. I'm just doing the audio part right now, but crying while you're sleeping, I think is what I'm gonna call it. And then I say Awnaw in parentheses. And the reason I say Awnaw is because there was a song that came out in 2001 by the Southern hip hop group called Nappy, and they put out a song called Awnaw, and the song was produced by Jazze. And for those of you that know hip hop fans, especially being from the South, and at that time, 90s, early 2000s, Jazze was a super producer in the South. Still is. He's still doing his thing, I'm sure, but at that time, very influential. And rap group Nappy put out some great records. In the mainstream, I don't feel that they had a long run, but they did have some hits, and one of those was Awnaw. And Awnaw is a song that caught the South, where the South was at, very well at that time. I would say the music video, the song, the production that Jazze did, all of that, the group Nappy did their thing with the lyrics and all of that. So the whole song caught the South in a very good light at that time. So from time to time, I do use YouTube. I go into my time machine. I use YouTube as a time machine because I feel YouTube is the closest thing that we got to a time machine, and I can go back because I have a pretty good memory of the past. I can go back and pretty much relive an era, a particular era that I may have grew up on, or even sometimes records from my parents or grandparents. I can see those videos and feel like I lived during those times. But for the times that I live, I could go back and relive it again. I remember how things smelled. I remember how things felt, the temperature of the room at the time, wherever I was at. I could go back and that is a song that brings back a whole nother era of where hip hop, I felt like, was great. Even in the mainstream, hip hop was great. Music sounded good, entertainment sounded good, movies sounded good, everything sounded good. No, life as a whole was not perfect at that time, but it was a special time. I feel like to be a youth. I was in 6th grade in 2001, 12 years old, and that was a great time to be alive and to be a young person here in America. I'm from a small town in Georgia, so it was good to be a Southerner and at that time. But other than, the obvious tragic 9/11 happened in 2001 too. That was a terrible time. Aaliyah passed in 2001. That was a terrible time. Horrible things happened then, like it has been happening all throughout history. But for the most part, where I was at in life, it was a okay time. So middle school, I wouldn't say I'm nobody special. Middle school is awkward for most of us, I believe, especially being Westerners, in North America. We used to watch the show Degrassi, and that show was shot in Canada, and the Canadian kids seemed like they were living the same thing and going through the same thing that we was going through. So I felt like a lot of us at that time, no matter what color or race or background you were, we were all pretty much going through the same thing. So for some reason, it was a short dream, and we was in the car with one of my middle school bullies, Jazze Faye, and one of the members of Nappy Roots, and the other 4 people were complete strangers. And so we was all in the car doing some car karaoke where the song came on. We was riding on the highway at nighttime somewhere. Don't ask me. I have no idea where we were going, but it was dark. We was on the highway. And then the song came on through the stereo system, and the driver, who I don't know, the stranger, turned the song up, and then, from the beginning, then we all started singing the song. And going into about that, I would say probably the second hook of the song, when the chorus, the second hook came in, I immediately, my voice started to break up, started to crack up. And I felt this sorrow, this deep sorrow. That's, I don't know what word I can think of right now. It's deep sorrow. Come from like the bottom of my stomach. It came from the bottom of my stomach to my chest. I felt it like a pressure, kind of like a burning pressure through my chest up to my throat, and then from my throat to my sinuses and the back of my eyes, and then I just started busting out crying in my dream. And I immediately, once I started crying in my dream, I woke up. I'm now still asleep, still dreaming, but I woke up and I sat up on the side of my bed, and I continued to cry. And then shortly after that, I woke up in real life with tears in my eyes. And I just sat up in bed and just tried to gain my composure and figure out what the heck, what was that about, why I was dreaming that, what was going on. And then I thought to myself, man, why am I crying right now? And I just woke up and I'm thinking like, when? And then I thought to myself, like, when was the last time I actually cried in my sleep? Because it has been a long, long time where I woke up crying. But that was the dream because and the thing is, I believe that happened because again, I don't cry. Tragic things happen all the time to most of us, I would say, these days. But there's things that happened to me in my past that I haven't gotten over, that I have buried, and I haven't found a healthy way to release that. And I know it's not healthy, and I know it's not good, but I can't help it until I can find a healthy way to let that negative energy go. It sits there and festers and festers, and then more things gets built up on top of it, and it makes it even more painful. And they all just build and fester until you have like mountains or mountain ranges of pain that you haven't let go or that won't let you go. So I believe that's possibly my emotions just catching up with me. And when, I'm called at a vulnerable moment, because when we're asleep, we're all vulnerable. We're defenseless, and your subconscious has a chance to speak and be heard, I believe. So I believe it's just because of I'm looking at, I'm almost 40 in a few years. I'm a millennial, and I remember those times so well. And again, it wasn't perfect, but I would trade those times in a heartbeat for where I am now. I'm nowhere near where I set out to be since I hit the real world at 18 years old. And I've always been conscious of my mortality. Even as a young person, I knew I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be the best at what I do, living life on my own terms, happy internally, but and having, of course, financial freedom, but internal peace. And I'm nowhere near that where I am now in life. Still trying to get there, but I'm not there yet. And looking at 40 is one of those benchmarks where it's a grim reminder of what you are and are not yet. So, I believe that song in particular, I dreamed because it just caught that error, one of the errors of my life that I miss so much, and that I would trade in a heartbeat to go back to. So I asked, because I was curious. Every now and then I have strange thoughts or ideas, and I will go and look online or try to find answers. But I did ask Gemini, which is the chat GPT for us Samsung or Android users. And I asked the Android Samsung, is there a word for waking up while crying from sleeping? Is there a word for waking up while crying from my sleep? The answer I got is, it's a disorienting and often heavy way to start the day, isn't it? While there isn't one single snappy word in English that describes the act itself, like cry walking, there are several terms that capture different aspects of the experience depending on why it's happening. Here's a breakdown on how to describe it. And then it did give me a detailed breakdown of, it looks like about 3 points here that it gave me that I'll kind of read out to you here. Some of this does apply, it seems. Most of this does, but here's what it gave me. The first point says the medical and psychological terms. It says, if this is happening frequently, you might find it described in these ways: hypnopompic sobbing. This is the most clinical way to describe it. Hypnopompic refers to the state of consciousness leading out of sleep. Post-traumatic nightmare. If the crying is tied to a specific memory or trauma, it is often categorized this way rather than a standard dream. Sleep terrors, night terrors, in parentheses, usually associated with children, but adults get them too. This involves waking up in a state of intense fear, often with screaming or crying, and usually with very little memory of a specific dream. Number 2 says the descriptive terms. Since English lacks a specific noun for this, we often turn to more evocative phrasing. waking in the state of lachrymose, 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 a fancy way of saying tearful or given to weeping. Emotional overflow, the idea that your subconscious processed something so deeply that your physical body couldn't wait until you were awake to react. To me, that sounds more along the lines of what I went through. Again, it wasn't necessarily a bad dream. Wasn't a nightmare. So that kind of sounds more along the lines of what that was. The other thing it has here is grief dreaming, specifically used when the crying is triggered to the loss of a loved one. Point number 3 is a potential loan word. Says in some cultures, there's a deeper appreciation for the morning cry. While not a direct translation for waking up crying, the Portuguese word saudade, saudade, S-A-U-D-A-D-E, saudade, I believe it's pronounced that way, is often used to describe that deep, melancholic longing for something or someone lost, a feeling that often triggers these type of wake-ups. Saudade, possibly lost time, the time that the past, the time that I once lived through, but will never live through again. So that sounds like another thing that was going on, possibly along the lines of what I was going through. Last little point here, a quick note from your AI peer. Waking up crying is usually just your brain's way of venting intense emotions that it couldn't handle during the day. However, if it's happening all the time and leaving you exhausted, it might be your mind's way of asking for a little support while you're awake. Sounds like a valid point with that one. That's my spiel, guys. I didn't want this video to be too long. So depending on how this one goes, I will try to do more personal videos, depending on the response I get from you. I am curious, if you feel comfortable, share your dreams. The last time, specifically last time you woke up crying from a dream. If you feel comfortable, let me know what that dream was about and what you think caused that dream for you to wake up crying from it. So share your responses if you feel comfortable. Again, I may do more of these, but we'll just see how this one goes and go from there. Also, I put the song, a link to the video, the music video for the song Nappy Roots Awnaw. If you get a chance, go check that out. If you never heard it before, it's a great listen, whether you're from the South or not, or from wherever you are. It's a great song. It's timeless. It's been out, came out about 25 years ago, a quarter century already. I can't believe it. I feel so old saying that, but still a great song. It's timeless. And if you did grow up, on that record, one of those, that record and records like that, then you already know. Drop comments and let me know about where you were in life at that time, what memories it brings back for you, if it's good. If it is bad and you feel comfortable sharing those memories, drop them in the comments as well. If it's your first time hearing that song, drop it in the comment as well. Let me know what you think about that song. I saw earlier, before I did this video, I said I went to look up the music video and I saw they have two versions, where one is like a rock version with the guitar, and it has a better quality music video. The music videos are pretty much the same, but it seems there was a rock version that came out around that time, like 2000, I believe, 2 or 3, where it's just a rock version being played behind the same video. But the one I'm linking in the description is the original video, the original song produced by Jazze that came out in 2001. That video is posted by a member of Nappy Roots, Big V. It looks like he has a YouTube channel, and he put that that video up there. The video does have lower quality as far as the picture of it, but that song, that's the song that I'm referring to, that particular, the original song, not the rock version. So that's the one I put down. But anyway, check it out when you get a moment. Let me know what you think about it. in the comments, good or bad. I'm open to all comments. This is how we grow and build, share. So drop comments, like, share, subscribe if you feel it. Not, it's okay. I appreciate you. If you even came this far, you went this far to check out the video, take time out your day to check it out. All right, enough babbling from me. I'll see y'all on the next one.